We're back here for our second episode of season 3 with John DiLeo, and he's going to enlighten us about Glenn Close's performance in Reversal of Fortune.
Yes, my book, not even nominated, 40 overlooked co-stars of Oscar-winning performances. There you see Glenn Close here in the corner.
She made the cover.
She made the cover as Sunny von Bulow in Reversal of Fortune from 1990. Jeremy Irons won as Best Actor for playing Klaus von Bulow. And although, Glenn Close is so famous for being the one who can't win an Oscar, she's had 8 nominations, and it's starting to look like it might not happen. She might have to settle with a future honorary Oscar. But what's interesting to me is, as Sunny, it's one of my favorite Glenn Close performances, and it's not one of the 8 nominations, and I think it's superior to several of the movies that did get her in Oscar races. The first one was The World According to Garp in 1982 as Best Supporting Actress, and she was kind of magnificent in that, and I would have been happy if she'd gotten that over Jessica Lange in Tootsie, and if she'd gotten it then, we wouldn't have to be talking about, 8-time loser Glenn Close. I guess the issue with Reversal of Fortune is it's almost a supporting role. It's not quite a lead role. It's in that sort of in-between world. There they are. And also the fact that Sunny von Bulow is in a coma for much of the movie, and Glenn Close narrates. But when she is on the screen, she is incredible. And she's playing a real person, and who... her husband has been accused of trying to kill her, which is the essence of the story. Did he do it? She's in a coma. How did it happen? But the great thing about Glenn Close is that for all the wealth and the sort of grandeur of Sunny, again, it's the vulnerability that so often speaks to us in great performances. And here's someone never sure if she's loved for herself at any time. And she has some of these great explosive breakdown scenes, and yet they're more sad than shocking. They're more sad than sort of scary. It's that it's not. It doesn't show power. It shows her vulnerability and her yearning to be loved. And she takes pills, she drinks, she chain smokes. She's always doing something to either try to feel more or to feel less of the pain. But the film is kind of fascinating because it's not just a typical biopic or typical kind of courtroom drama. It's kind of often a very black comedy. And some of the scenes between her and Irons, and he plays Klaus kind of like a cross between Boris Karloff and Noel Coward, and it works brilliantly. And there's great humor in a really odd, twisted way, because the world they're in is so unlike most of what we know as normal life. And I think one of my favorite moments is when she's sitting there at the dining room table in dark sunglasses eating an ice cream sundae. And like, this is so weird, so pathetic, and yet it's funny. And so Glenn Close seemed to have a real mastery of this character in all her facets. But again, the thing that sticks out is that pain of doubting if the people who say they love you actually love you, and if you're really just always just a big cash register. And when she narrates, there's again a kind of a dark humor, the irony of telling your own story as you lie there in a hospital bed. So I wish I would have been perfectly happy if she had gotten her Oscar for this. Ironically, Jeremy Irons wins on his first try, and he hasn't ever been nominated since. So he's 1 for 1. She's 0 for 8. And that's showbiz, baby.
Did her real life mirror in any way this role, like vulnerability, wanting to be loved?
I believe Glenn Close came from a privileged background, so she probably knew something of the world, that world, maybe not to this extent, but just something of privilege. She seemed to be a very stable person throughout her, remember any Glenn Close scandals or anything like that. You know, coming back to the theater, being, you know, always continuing to act on the stage and staying relevant for, gosh, it's, I saw her in Barnum on Broadway in 1980, so this has been a long career where she's never really, has never really gone away. She always keeps coming back in all kinds of parts. You know, success as, you know, playing Cruella de Vil and
Right.
things like that, and you know, creating the role on Broadway in Sunset Boulevard in the 90s. So she's had a really remarkable career, and I guess we talk about her with the Oscars so much is because it's just that one thing she can't seem to get. And every generation there are people like that, and it's really
Right.
has nothing to do with them. It's just the way the Oscars roll.
Yep. So there you have it, Glenn. The Oscars shined the spotlight on your co-stars, but John DiLeo shined the spotlight on you. Thanks very much, John.
Thanks, Nick.